Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is just show you how to run a repeated measures factorial ANOVA. So here's my data. If I go to my variable view, you can get a little bit of information. So beer positive means that they drank beer and they looked at a image that was sexy hipsters. Beer and dead bodies was beer negative. Beer neutral was beer and looking at an image of average people. Okay, so you can go through there and look at that. So data view, we're going to go to analyze. We're going to go down to general linear model and we're going to go to repeated measures. Okay, so the one thing that I told you initially was that you have to identify your independent variables, and this is why this is important, because this is where you put your independent variables. So we're going to say drinks. All right, and drinks has got three levels. We've got beer, we've got wine, and we've got water. Okay, so that's going to be 3, and you're going to click add. And we're also going to do imagery. So you can label these anything you want. And imagery has got 3 levels because it's got positive, negative, and neutral. And we're going to click add. And then once we do that, we have to define our variables. So it's going to come to this screen and it's going to ask for question marks, and we need all of these variables. And so I'm going to move all of these variables over. So the 1 and 1 means that it was beer and it was positive. How do I know that it's 1 and 1? If I go back to my variable view, you'll notice that beer is labeled as 1 and positive is labeled as 1. Beer is labeled as 1 and negative is labeled as 2. Beer is labeled as 1 and neutral is labeled as 3. Okay, so that should be able, you should be able to double check that if you ever are in doubt. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to click on contrasts, and we want simple contrast. So we are going to click on simple, and you have to click change. And we're going to do imagery, and we're going to change imagery to simple, and we're also going to click change. So the simple contrast, remember your contrast, look at your different independent variables, and it's going to use the last category as the reference category, and in this case the last category is water, so it's going to compare everything against water. So the attitudes and the is going to be compared against beer and wine. So water is going to be our reference category. So this is why it's important that you know how your variables are labeled. So we're going to click continue. You can click on plots, and you can put drinks as horizontal and imagery as separate lines, and make sure you click add. And then Andy goes on to say go ahead and include your error bars and then click continue. Okay, and then you also want to do estimated marginal means, and we're going to select all 3 of these, and we're going to move those over, and we're going to compare main effects using what's known as the Bonferroni correction, and we're going to click continue. Once you've done all of that, you don't have to worry about anything else. Oh, hang on, you can do options and do descriptives, because you always need your descriptives to help you explain your data. And you're going to click continue, and then you can go ahead and click OK. All right, and then this is going to be your output, and on the next presentation I will walk you through the output.